Click clack.
Galen's going to die.
No, he's not. I've spoken to Galen. He's not with it. So I'm going to record. I will not kill Galen, and I'll record it so he can catch up if he wants to when he's feeling a bit better. / sit with his head in his hands and bemoan the trauma that you're all about to endure. So, at the end of last week, we're like 3 days in Barovia, and so far you have caused shitloads of trouble. So you had a long rest in the winery. You then set off to retrieve the green fey gem, went through the druidic forest where Etherdwy and Harleen believe fundamentally that the druids are misunderstood people who are desperately trying to seek their revenge on people who have forsaken the druidic culture for the blighted faith of the Morning Lord, and the priests of the Morning Lord have come in and stripped them of all their shape-changing, beast-shaping powers and one thing another. The rest of you heard a very similar tale of woe, apart from that the ancestor that they have tried to resurrect through the Gulthias tree is actually horrendously corrupted, and was a horrendously corrupted vampire who was staked and buried in the burial mound on the top of Yesterhill, and that they are trying to pour the spirit of this undead druid into this Wicker Man, which is powered by the green fey gem. Okay, you made it up, scaled the mountain, got to the top, and then dug through the bloodied soil down into the heart of this tree, where you found a priest casting some horrendous ritual on this tree and trying to transfer the life force of Gulthias into the Wicker Man. You did battle. You finished the priest. You did battle with the heart of Gulthias within the lair and defeated it. And Harleen then stabbed the dying heart with the blood spear of Kavan, renting a huge hole inside this chamber, and the heart fell still. So you're currently... there's a whole load of, I believe they're badgers. Did because Galen took like an entire army of badgers down the hole, some of which are dead. So there's some badgers down the hole that he took to make the hole, and they all came down for a bit of fun. Everything else down here is either you badgers. I think Quinny is currently a bear. Looking at that, Quinny's a black bear. You're relatively hurt, Harleen's not, but there's some relative pain. And as you're down there, having just stabbed through the Gulthias tree, blood starts to pour out of this heart through the huge hole that's been rent into it. And this chamber is starting to fill with blood.
You better get out of here.
If you don't mind, can we leave my boots starting to get ruined?
So the way out of is through this sort of sloping passage up into the trunk of the tree where you came in the first place. So you heading up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check.
Everyone?
Yeah, everybody. Just a dex check.
18 plus 3.
Okay.
21.
You are up and out.
Oh,
19.
yeah,
Up and out.
18.
Up and out.
11.
As you're trying to scramble up this, you are slippery and completely coated in blood. And you find that just as you keep, so you just keep sliding back into this encroaching sort of giant pool of blood that's filling the chamber underneath.
21. 21.
You're up and out.
Do we gotta save the kid?
Do
Do we have a rope or something we can squirt down?
We all have rope.
You've all got ropes.
Do we want
Can't throw down the rope.
throw down
Yep.
like, the rope to assist him in getting up?
Okay. So you pull Etherdwee out, and
With like 0 effort.
If not, I could have just levitated him out there, but that's fine.
you
I only go.
You-
Should have spoken up sooner.
you pull Etherdwee out, and you find yourselves back up on the top of outside the trunk of this tree, and there's just blood spilling out of bubbling up through this passageway and soaking into the ground around the tree. And as you look back, you see one badger floating out of the trunk and off down the way, and you see the paw of a bear with its claws in the ground, not moving.
Wait, what?
I think, yeah.
Is that Quinny?
Yeah, that's funny.
We should probably go and check on him.
So this bear's sort of forearm and shoulder fills this space. So you can see the very head of the bear almost there's a blood, so almost plugging the hole with blood pouring round it.
Oh, because he's too big.
Is she unconscious? Or?
No, she looks panicked in bear form.
Turn out of your body
just,
bear
just
form.
turn back into human, Quinny.
There's this sort of just so completely wedged, just completely frantic eyes
What do we do?
wedged in this tree.
You're the smart one. What do we do? What do we do?
I know there is a magical ability to make something smaller, but I don't have it.
I don't know.
We need some bitches.
So the one badger that's floated off is clearly dead and covered in blood. Looks like it's drowned and sort of just bubbled out of the hole.
I've got to have something.
We could just
As you're
damage them until I don't know.
Put a blanket over the hole.
you'll remember that when you went down this hole, you just fought a whole load of those twig blights. So there's some scarred, burnt ground where you'd been fireballing stick people. The top of this plateau now is largely deserted, but you can hear chanting from the other side of the of this hilltop. And if you remember, when you scouted at the top, before you went down the tree, on the other side of this plateau, and you can just see from where you are, there were a crowd of druids surrounding a 40 foot high Wicker Man. And what you can see as you look across that plateau now is this slow pulsing of a green light in the chest of this Wicker Man. The chanting seems less fervent. It seems as if it's disordered and confused compared to before. And your guide who brought you up here, Culain, comes running over and goes, did you finish? And he looks down, there's blood pouring out of the trunk of this tree. You did. You must finish the Wicker Man. You must finish the Wicker Man. When you did whatever you did, all the undead just lay down and the twigs fell to the ground, no longer mobile, just twigs. But the heart has started to beat, and
How is the tree itself looking? Like, is it
so the tree itself looks the tree itself, the Gulthias tree, looks exactly the same as it did when you went down. It looks like this huge skeletal tree. It's just now pouring blood around a bear that's wedged in the trunk, all over the ground.
It looks like kind of rotted or dried out, or does it look like a
Doesn't look like
a
you.
healthy dead tree?
It looks exactly the same, apart from that it's now got kind of doorway in the hole, and there's just blood pouring out into the ground.
Yeah, but
Rigatrees.
yeah, but no, it could have been under an illusion spell.
So-
Healthier than it was.
Kalain looks over and goes, "Is your friend the druid? Is your friend this bear?"
Yes.
Yeah.
It appears to be stuck.
Which one's
Oh.
Sorry.
Kalain was the priest of Kavan that you found right at the bottom, who's like, this is what's going on. They're all at the top. They've all gone completely rogue. My people have all gone mad. You two are no longer completely convinced that these guys are all good. When you killed the tree and the blood started to flow, it's almost like your mind was cleared and you're like, no, actually, this makes more sense that this was corrupted. As soon as that heart died, that absolute certainty that all of these people are completely good just vanished as if it had never been there.
Well, if Quinny's not gonna transform back into human, I'm gonna try and take my warhammer to kind of make the hole a bit bigger, like smash the hole.
Okay,
So
there's like a
we can
single
reverse it.
tear rolling down the
I was
cheek
communicate. I'm not gonna hit.
of the bear.
I'll reach out with my mind and tell Quinny, hold still. Hold still. Stay very, very still.
The bear seems to freeze in the trunk of the tree.
Do you-
That's a
Can I
12.
ask the lady, the Druid lady?
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to know any healing?
I am not particularly proficient with healing. I know a small word or two, but I have very little power these days. I believe your friend has befallen the same problem that's been afflicting the other druids of these parts, that their shape-changing ability, their ability to transform into different beasts and creatures has been removed and has been taken. They had their abilities removed and have been stuck in their humanoid form. Your friend right now appears to be stuck in their beast form. This may be something that we will be able to work on, but we need to work out how to regain our own powers, and maybe we can help your friend regain theirs.
Bash will turn and look at Zephyr. That opening his mouth, directly into Zephyr's mind. I see why you like doing this so much. It's quite useful.
So the Kulain is looking. Kulain is looking across the and you can see that there's a green glow is starting to emanate, almost like a green mist, and a pulse out of the chest and falling down. And you can see that he's like, we need to stop this. We need to.
The badger is still around.
One floated past dead, and the others appear to be stuck behind the bear. And he's like, go, I will stay here and defend your friend.
Well, we have this. Let's
Roll.
go. Let's go.
Okay.
As soon as we're within
Okay, which way would
120 feet,
which way would you like to go? Which way are you aiming? So you can see where it's lit. So you can see the Wicker Man is over here, and there's some druids. You can see two of them. You can't see exactly how many there are. Okay.
can I center a 40-foot cube with the back of the cube just past the Wicker Man? Or with the Wicker Man in the center of the cube?
From what range?
120 feet.
Okay. So you kind of move into this. There's these sort of almost earthen walls around what from the previous days are burial mounds. And so you want a 40-foot cube. Okay.
Well, Vash distracts them. Why don't we
You have disadvantage on saving throws.
And you want it behind the Wicker Man.
The back of the cube.
Okay.
Up against the back of the Wicker Man.
Okay.
So
The-
it's
with
just,
the-
it's just in.
so you want it just in with the cube, the rest of the cube behind,
Forward.
facing forward, so the man's in. So the Wicker Man's in the
as many
cube.
druids that can get in it.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll assess that
So
in a distance.
40.
So, that's no-
Okay, 40 by
Yeah.
40.
It's been a while.
There you go. There's your cube.
So
Do you want to move it over a little bit? You can
move
probably.
it so I can get the front two
Yeah.
things if I can.
Yep.
And with this, Vash will go, I learned a new trick. Enjoy. I'll reach into the little bag on my hip, let a little bit of molasses, and rub it across the top of my hand. I cast slow. They all need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I've got slow.
I got slow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, second.
Third level spell. I've got third level spells.
I've got your.
Okay, wisdom save. So the first druid, this one here, rolls an 8. So he is slowed, I'm assuming.
Wisdom 16. They need to be.
Okie dokie. So let's go with. Ooh, what should we do for slow?
Negative 2 AC and to dexterity saving throws. They can't use
Yep.
reactions. They
Yep.
only have one
Action or a bonus action. Yep,
Also, if they cast a spell,
I like slow.
if they cast a spell, you have to roll a d20. If they
Yep.
roll under 11, it takes 2 turns to cast the spell.
Yep. So this one.
Slow is mwah.
Slow's an awesome spell.
Pink is a great spell. That's what I took it.
This one gets a 19. So this, so there was one. So there's one down here there. That is a 19. So just.
What's more scary than a fighter
And
coming in with
then-
two attacks? A fighter coming in with 3.
Oh, let's see. And this one. And the Wicker Man also saves. So,
They all say.
so no, this one has failed. Pardon?
You said it would be made itself made a save. Yeah.
So the Wicker Man made a save. So you would know that because you get to know who saves and targets and doesn't save from your spells.
I'll point to one slow. That one's a little slower than it was before. They're a little easier to kill. I tried to get them all, but they're a little more wise than I anticipated.
Okay. So we will consider that a hostile act. So roll for initiative. So you're 120 feet out, and one is slow. So Vash.
Hang on.
Okay.
That is a 22.
22. Harleen.
Right, if I roll a 1, I'll re-roll it.
Yes, you can because you're a halfling.
Etherdway.
Hang on.
Okay, I apologise. Let's go with Zephyr.
22.
22.
Oh, you've got high dex.
Okay, Etherdway.
You should.
20.
I've only got 16
That's
today.
better.
I've got +2.
And Malachi.
You run most of them. Wisdom.
14.
I've got
14.
So do I. Roll off.
Okay, so Vash is.
19. I'll go first.
Okay, Vash is up first. You see, I just assumed that.
We both rolled 22.
Yeah, it's fine. Vash is up first. And then Zephyr on deck. And then
Okay.
all these druids get go.
So I've got a concentration spell up.
Yeah. Do you want me to mark that you are concentrating on something? Let's give you a. I don't know.
I
Let's have a
will-
concentration. It says you're
For
regenerating.
my bonus action, drop a healing word on myself.
Okay.
That's 7 HP. Love it. And as my action, I'm going to go with the old favourite. Eldritch Blast on the Wicker Man.
Okie dokie.
that is eyes work because I've been playing the butt. We're looking at a 19
Hits.
and an 18.
Hits.
Okay, so there's another big 10. I know I've got plenty of them. Oh. Yeah, no. So we are looking at 9 and 7 force damage.
Yep. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. 9 and 7 force damage.
Okay. What you see it, the Eldritch blasts fire out through the area of slow, and it just rocks ever so slightly, and you see it's
Turn to a delightful cleric and say, if you've got another one of those fireballs, I suggest...
Fireball!
Do you want to move, or are you staying where you are?
I will probably move to just behind the fire.
Okay. Indeed.
How far are we
And
away from the...
so at the moment you're about 120 feet.
That's fine, Eldritch Blast's got that kind of range.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I have Elton that range.
Okay. Zephyr, you're up.
That still only counts as one!
Can I run forward 50 feet towards the bottom side, so we're behind everyone else? That one.
Yep. So you're coming down here. Yep. So you're about halfway there.
How far away is the...
This guy's probably about, so this is about 50 feet now. So you're about 50 feet away. You're about close at half the distance. So he's about, 20 feet.
Okay, I will die.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Try to
I'm
ignore
rolling right. 24.
24 hits.
Back to mine, didn't even you that said that.
No, I haven't watched
Oh, okay.
I won
There's
principle.
4 damage.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I hate the Hobbit movies. I watched them. Yeah.
I haven't watched them either.
I will mark as my favorite photo and make that.
Yeah, I watched them and I was like, yeah.
No.
That's why I was like,
And that's
Okay.
and then I'm going to dodge again. If I don't
Okay.
well,
That
yeah,
is-
It was one book.
two movies. That was the original plan. And then
14.
all the
Hits.
companies got involved and forced him to throw.
These guys are in ceremonial robes. They're not armoured.
Destroyed it.
So their AC is
Pretty low.
like wandering around naked.
5.
Pardon? Another 5. Yep. Okay. So that's action, bonus action, movement. Anything else? No. Okay. So you throw your darts and it goes.
Oh, sorry. Correction. That's
Go on.
an extra D4 because of transition,
Okay.
which is a 1. I was like, I don't like this character.
Okay. You see it reach up and sort of swat these puncture wounds that are oozing heavily from the side of its neck. Okay, so it's druids. The guy that you have just hit looks about in confusion and starts to move away down here. Doesn't appear to be attacking. This druid at the top starts to move away to the back. This druid starts to move away, or to move in this direction, which is towards you. This one is moving over there. This one comes out of the slowed area. And this one that's slowed literally just stumbles around on the spot and doesn't appear to do anything useful at all. None of them have tried to cast a spell. None of them have tried to attack. Ethidwe, you're up.
So can I ask, we can see the Wicker Man pretty good.
Yeah, you can see what you
enter
can.
the slide area without
So you can see exactly that, apart from it's not glowing purple.
But is it?
It's kind of glowing green.
It's made out of like
It's made out of wood.
wood and hay and stuff like that.
It looks like it's being woven to. Let's see if it looks like it's been.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to determine. Is there anyone we can determine is inside it?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's tightly woven wood. What you can see from the top of this from the chest of this creature, is this pulsating green light coming out of the chest and almost washing down its body. And what you start to see is the branches that look like heavy tree trunks that are forming its sort of arms and legs with this woven branches for its torso start to move. So you start to see the arms starting to lift, these huge tree trunks, and moving in place at the moment. So you are currently up here. You've got this druid moving into range. It's coming in this direction. And these ones are all this one's wandering around looking really sort of sluggish and not sure. The chanting has stopped.
Would I be able to get to that one in the turn?
Yep, this one. Yeah.
Alright, I'll go up to that one and attack it.
Okay. Say that again. 23.
23.
Hits.
Yeah, 3 daggers.
Hits.
So I'm not doing.
No sneak attack, I don't think. No.
14 damage.
Okay.
And can I disengage?
As a bonus action, you can disengage.
Yep.
So if you attacked once or twice, because you've got one attack on your action, one attack on a bonus action.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So up to you. You can either attack and disengage, or attack twice.
I'll attack twice.
Okay. So 14?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You stab out at this druid twice that's dressed in a cloak, and his slash wounds just bleeding, cloak's torn asunder. Harleen, you're up. Malkander.
So these druids haven't done anything to us
They
yet.
were, from your perspective, they were standing around this thing chanting, and this one's still sort of standing there but not chanting, just looking a bit perplexed, and the others appear to just all be moving in various directions. Nobody's attacked you.
I really don't know what to do if they haven't attacked us yet. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I'll get as close to the Wicker Man as I can. I can only go 30 feet.
Okay.
They're not there.
Okay, so you are probably about there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So action, bonus action. Right, Malachi.
Right.
So you're about 120 feet out.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
At the Wicker Man. Okay.
It's got 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Morning Lord, guide my aid. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
That's for one round. You get 3.
Huh?
You get 3 beams.
For Scorching Ray.
You get 3 beams.
There's 3 beams.
Oh, it is too.
So you get.
So you get to
roll
attack. So
2
you get
more.
crit on the first. Yeah.
That is 15 on the second one.
Hits.
Yep, it's cocked. And 19 on the third.
Hit.
Sweet.
Do the crit first.
Yeah, I'll do the crit first.
What is it?
So
3.
2d6. So So that'll be 12 plus.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
So 8 took 20 damage for the first one.
Yep.
And then 3 for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 for the third one.
So what's that? 25
25.
total. Okay.
25 fire damage.
It's probably 15.
Which one is it that you're attacking?
The Wicker Man.
Oh, the Wicker Man. With fire damage.
Okay. So all the small branches in this tree-like structure start to catch fire. More damage than you would expect. So it's the small branches on the ends of these sort of long arms, sort of smoking and singeing, and this thing turns its head, and sort of there's these 2 holes where eyes would be in a person that are completely like voids, where there's just no
It
twigs.
passed the save for slow, didn't
Yeah, it did.
Just looks straight at you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, morning, Lord.
Are you moving? Not moving?
I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay where I am.
Staying where you are?
Oh, no, actually, I'll go to where where
damage.
what Ryan was your first name?
Bash.
Vash. I'll go next to that.
Okay. Okay.
Hands of that.
Okay.
Near my power source.
Okay. Which is... Okay. So...
20 characters on fire too.
You're not a pyromaniac asshole.
the Wicker Man starts to move. This is really... Oh, excellent. And this thing, for an enormous and lumbering creature, is surprisingly fast. And it moves to here. And it is going to attack Harleen. Okay. Well, because you're the first person there and it's on its way through. Rude. Okay, so... $19 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, saving throw. Dexterity.
And I have disadvantage on that because
Can exhaustion, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
dexterity, you said?
Yep.
17.
Okay, so you take 16 bludgeoning damage, but you manage not to be knocked back. So you rock in place, but you manage to keep your footing and stand facing this.
With a bundle of sticks attack.
It's more like the trunk of a tree just comes in and goes whack. Okay.
Like the one with Lilith.
Yes.
Huh?
You know those raspberry like raspberry?
Okay. Make another dex save. To attack. Well, hold on. Let's see if it hits you first. Oh no, might not. 13.
No.
It swings at you again with its, and you can see it's almost coming in to try and crush you between its two big trunk-like arms. But you duck out of the way in time, and they just pass harmlessly over your head. Okay. And Vash, you're up.
I will drop slow.
Okay.
I will then use my bonus action to hex the Wicker Man.
Okay.
And it's Eldritch Blast time.
Okay. Hex. Let's pick what's hex. Let's go with this one.
A 27 and a 24.
Hit and hit.
That is 29 damage.
Okay.
Dex damage adds up.
Okay. Are you moving? Staying?
Staying around.
Staying where you are. Zephyr, you're up.
I am going to turn around back there and be like, do you happen to know anything? That spell looked like it hurt, and I don't know much else, so hopefully we're all alright. But I will try anyway. And I'm just gonna run over
So where are you headed?
to the Wicker Man.
You go take the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have faith in my
Okay.
little ability.
Okay. There.
Get out my core stuff.
Please need a stun.
Okay.
Classic core stuff. Zipper around. It's got a hit, right?
Gonna stick to it.
Doesn't 8 hit?
No, an 8 does not hit.
Okay. Well, then I get really annoyed and I just try and yank one of the sticks out of his leg.
Okay.
That's my strike. And that was also annoying.
Okay. So you go to wet this and you're just feeling really weak and wobbly. So as you ran over there, you've sort of slipped a little bit on the ground. You just can't make contact with this thing that's just standing there, towering above you, looking down with these horrific deep eyes. And all you can hear is this sort of creaking of wood as it sort of sways and moves, and the smell of sort of burning branches.
Now that I'm this close,
Yeah.
looking up, like, I assume it's quite, like, it's not like a hard shell, is it? Like, you can sort of see into it,
Yeah.
through the twigs.
Yeah.
The green light where it's originating from, is there anything we can see about
So
that?
it's about 20 feet up. So this thing's about 40
So you
feet
wanna go
tall.
there.
So it's up in the chest of this. So now you can actually see it less clearly now you're so close up because you're looking up at it. It's above your head. So when you're further away, you could see the sort of torso, like a giant wooden, almost like a woven barrel, with this glowing light within it, with these tightly woven branches.
Yeah,
Pardon?
it's the
And it's the gem?
It is the. So you're looking for the green fey gem that's powering the Wicker Man. That's why the druids took it from underneath the Martikov winery. Yeah, it's probably in there. You can be pretty sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah, you would know that. Okay. Are you staying there?
Yeah.
Okay.
How tightly woven is the?
Pardon?
How tightly woven is the?
Claire,
It looks really tight.
Oh, yeah,
I so this
right.
is like a really tight, thick wicker basket, with these really thick branches. So it's woven as opposed to solid like the tree trunks of the arms and the legs, but it's tightly woven. You know, you wouldn't be able to fit your hand through it.
How are you, Holly? Ah, so you fall over.
How do you have such low health?
No, you've got hit with
I just
60.
got hit
Okay.
by the guy.
I'm at 9.
You should, but I mean, like total health, because my max is 52.
My max is 28. What's it? 2.
Okay. So this
I've got
druid.
plus 3 to Constitution.
I got +1.
There you go. That's why you're not getting the Constitution bonus. You go up. It's not squishy as a bard. So I've got some extra points in Constitution.
I think mine's auto rolling too.
Mine doesn't roll because I don't know how to roll it manually.
So this druid down the bottom just starts to move away. Okay.
The druid's not the Wicker Man. Ignore the druids.
This druid,
Is he stunned?
who's stunned?
The Wicker
Sorry.
Man.
No, he's hexed. Sorry.
That's the hex symbol.
It's a round symbol, so I can remember that something's on it. Currently, it means hex. Starts to move away. This one that you stabbed hard is going to puts its hands together and up to the sky and this huge wave of thunderous energy launches straight out at Etherdwy.
Good old fun.
And more of a thunder wave.
Oh, that's even nice. It's Pokemon that makes you paralyzed.
Okay, so con save.
Ooh, 20.
So that would be 3 thunder damage.
Cool.
And that pushes you back 10 feet.
Right, so can I use uncanny dodge to halve that? So that I can take it to 2? Wanna do
You
it?
take it from 3, you take it to 1. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1 whole damage. It's sort of like gently made an eardrum ache quite nastily, mainly on one side. You were like rubbing the other ear, so it's only hurt one eardrum.
Dex save?
Con save for
When
Thunderwave
there's a dex save, you can just completely negate the damage.
I just rolled
with evasion.
Right from the base.
Yeah. Okay, so he casts that, and then turns tail and starts to move away this way.
Wow, level 7.
5.
Oh no, it's right here.
Wrong campaign, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm level 5.
Yeah.
And how is Vash level
You
7?
level 7.
Shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it should be level 5.
Whoa, I'll fix that real quick.
That might be why.
Nice try.
Help.
Don't know how that happened.
No, everybody's still on 5. I think you're fine.
I haven't looked at Vash in a while.
No, I know. I hadn't noticed either.
Boots with our friend in the castle for a couple of weeks.
See, the last time we were playing, you had like 24 hit points.
Yeah, I did have 24 when I started.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
That's brought me back to where I should be.
Okay. Anyway, carry
Sorry.
on. Yeah. No comment. It's all good.
Where's that druid that attacked me?
It starts to run
You have
away.
a secret
It's this one
montage.
here. It's this one here, and it's just
Well,
Oh, you'll
Moved
get a long
away.
rest, you just do a push up.
yeah. So it pushed you away,
I was like,
out of melee, and then whipped off behind that
Yeah.
thing. This one from the back starts to move away. Etherdwy, you're up.
Can I move towards that? I don't know if that would get there.
So we would just cut to him at the end of the
Wicker Man?
episode to be like,
Yeah, you can. You can probably get there in your turn.
Okay, if I can get there,
Yeah.
when I get there, I'm going to use my daggers
Yep.
and try and like carve a hole in its leg or something like that.
Okay. So you're trying to carve a handhold, or like you're going to climb it.
Yes,
then you
no,
have to drop to the
carve
right
it so I
side.
can try and get in somehow.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
What sort of save would I have to
You mean you attack?
So it's just a straight attack?
Yeah. Yeah. You're just trying to attack it.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a crit.
Woo!
And the other one will be 15.
Well, given that it's engaged with your allies, use the crit on your sneak attack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could do that.
You're just gonna like hamstring a.
A Wicker Man.
So I roll attack now. Sorry, damage now.
Can if you want to. Yep.
You don't have to roll. Like, you could just pop.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Can I roll a d6 or something? Thank you, sir.
That many D6s in the table, you're good, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
You are good. Don't forget max damage plus.
Seven. 42 damage.
Okay. So you absolutely wail into this creature with your daggers, and you know you hit, and it appears to do absolutely nothing. There isn't a mark on this
That just doesn't seem right.
this trunk at all.
Okay.
You like cracks inside the
It's a,
monster.
it's immune to non-magical
So my next step
attacks.
is to carve a dick in it or something. Oh, and I'm 10. It's a maturity level that I...
Yeah.
It appears to have done nothing. It's almost like hitting steel, but even then you would have expected
My dagger's
something.
okay?
You'd have expected a scratch. Your daggers look fine.
Oh, cool.
It just turns its head and bends forward slightly and looks down at you, but it appears to have taken no damage.
Well, I'm useless here. Carry on.
Yeah, if my thing doesn't work,
You
I'm also useless.
Roll.
Yeah, use this spear thing. That should probably.
So
that's
roll
what I was going with, so I was gonna say, yeah.
perception.
So if that doesn't work, then we're fucked.
Just use the tree.
Roll
I
perception.
can't do anything else but stab.
One
Or
point. I can just
burn.
Burn it.
I
14.
don't have 5
14.
14.
abilities like some people.
You
I don't have much left.
feel that
People
it was
do stuff
completely
like
immune.
stuff.
That the things that the magical attacks appear to have done it damage, but the weapons just glanced off. However, when you look at the side of this creature, you think it's climbable, like a tree.
Oh,
It's climbable. Like
Possibly.
You wedged a piece of metal and like it up.
You look at it and it's not completely smooth. That this has got, even though these are like tree trunks, it's got like branches and nubs. You think that this creature would be climbable like a tree.
Ooh, fantastic.
I'll yell
So
that out. I'll yell that out to the rest of the team.
Yep, you can. The slow druid is still slow. Oh no, slow's dropped, hasn't it? Sorry. Moves away and then takes their bonus action to move away a bit more. And this druid at the back moves away. So all of these druids are just moving out. Harleen, you're up.
How far away from the
From the Wicker Man,
Yeah.
in melee.
Okay, cool. I would like to attempt to climb it.
Okay.
Am I able to? Is there a definite pinpoint where the glowing is coming from?
It's coming from this thing's chest, and that's about 20 feet up. You couldn't see any more than that from the distance, and from this distance, all you can see is the legs of this thing towering up above you.
I will risk it, and
Unless it
I will
has a
attempt
climbing
to
speed, it's
climb.
up to you.
Roll.
What level monk are you?
Athletics.
That's 17 plus 6.
Okay. So you managed to get, in your turn, you managed to get up the legs of this creature and onto the lower part of its abdomen. So you are hanging on to the outside. And the higher up you get, actually, the easier this seems to climb. So you've actually got you're holding on to almost like the outside of a basket. So you are on and you can see that the light is coming from probably another 10, 15 feet above you. Okay, so you are, yeah, it depends which bit you're climbing, from what direction. But yeah, you're in the groin of the beast.
I would like to climb up higher as my
Okay, yeah, okay. So roll a, roll, you can roll athletics, yep.
2, so 8.
Okay, so as you try, now roll a dex save. So as you try to climb up, this thing's moving and sort of.
And that's funny. How many
So
times
as
do I
you-
have to do that?
As you tried to swing yourself up, the weight of the hammer just threw yourself up.
Yeah.
So as you went to climb up, you couldn't climb up any higher, but you also lost your grip and you have fallen off the Wicker Man.
What damn exhaustion? Why couldn't it have been just in the natural 20?
I feel you.
So you take 8 bludgeoning damage from your 20-foot fall off the Wicker Man to the rocky ground below. And you are back at the bottom of the Wicker Man.
Okay. Well, it's climbable.
It is
At
climbable.
least
You have assessed it as climbable. You don't want to fall off it. And it should be easier. You just lost your grip, but you think it should get easier as it goes up rather than harder. Okay, Malachi, you're up.
Alright, so I'm gonna run up to as close as I can get. I've got 30 feet. Can I get within firing range?
You'd be coming up behind Harleen, yep.
So is that within 15 feet of the
Yes.
Wicker Man? Okay, I'm gonna use Burning Hands.
Okay.
Obviously trying to not hit my allies.
Okay.
So cone.
He's big enough that you could
Facing upwards.
burn on
Yeah,
something that's not attached to Zephyr, or Harleen, yeah.
Right, so that is a dex save.
Okay.
For the Wicker Man. Needs to beat 16.
Dex. 14.
No, that's a fail.
Mm-hmm.
And so that'll be 10 fire damage.
Okay.
Then how much health have you guys got?
No.
What was that, none or 9?
Nine.
Oh, yeah,
Because I've got one spell slot. I'm wondering whether I use it for healing word bonus action right now.
Ooh.
Or save it for burning hands. Again.
Save it.
Yeah, I think that might be the go. Okay, so yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Wicker Man. At the start of this... What's...
With the caption.
Yeah, the
See?
caption is DM, 70s porn grade acting. Oh no, I seem to have grouped all these enemies within 40 feet of each other, and they're way down in the initiative order. Our first time wizard who just got fireball.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't be remiss. I cast fireball.
So as you stand crowded around this huge tree-like creature, you notice it almost seems to, this green light pulses out, and all of those charred branches start to almost regrow, and you see the charred wood start to flake, and new shoots starting to appear out of its body and its hand, and it turns and takes a swipe at Etherdwe.
Not Etherdwe.
No, Etherdwe tried to carve into its leg. That's the, Okay, so
Did it end up with like tits?
He had pause for
Stupid cat.
okay, so
Sure, on the street, I would have thrown upside
Dex.
down,
deck save.
Dex save.
Yeah.
How do you get rid of exhaustion?
Sleep.
That's
Or greater restoration.
23.
My
Okay,
Charlie representation
so-
of this fight.
Yeah.
Sorry, 22 to hit.
I've got lesser wrestling.
23 they rolled.
Okay, so it was 22 to hit.
Yep.
You don't get knocked prone or knocked back because you pass the dex check, but you do take 13 damage.
Okay, I'll use uncanny dodge to halve that.
Yep.
That would be a 6 or 7.
What did I say? I can't remember.
13.
13, so 6.
No worries.
And then it swings out to attack again.
No, no.
Yeah, it has multi-attack. Sorry. And that's a crit.
Oh.
It doesn't say I can only use it
You can
once
use
per
it as many times as you want.
Yeah, it said whenever,
Yes.
whenever
I
an
thought it
attacker
was only
attacks.
once a
I thought it was once around.
It was once around. try.
It doesn't say anything like that in the book. I'm happy to play that role.
Hold on.
It says.
Can he dodge? You can use a reaction, and you only have one reaction on a turn.
Can he dodge is a reaction.
So it's a reaction. It's not that you can only use it once. It's that it's a reaction. So you can only have one reaction per turn. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
So you can only use that one
You're
attack.
a cobalt soul monk.
That's true.
You
So-
don't react to people.
Say deck save.
23.
Okay. So that is
I'm generating some honest.
21 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
That could be down.
I'm on 0.
Or a kid down.
We're a kid down.
Probably the best chance of climbing.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm
He's a
pretty good
kid.
chance.
Yeah,
Um,
you're
Yeah,
probably
but,
second best, but you're also exhausted.
The Wicker Man stays exactly where it is. Vash, you're up.
For my bonus action, I will drop a second level healing word on Ethidweed,
Okay.
which brings Ethidweed to 12 HP.
Thank you very much.
So Ethidweed is back up, and then it's the old Eldritch Blast routine, which is a 19,
Hits.
and yeah, the other one's higher than 19, so we're good.
Actually, maybe Vash should be the one trying to climb it.
My dex isn't good.
Can't you just like walk right up?
Technically, yeah, I probably could. Technically.
A valid question. If you want to consider that, you can roll an intelligence check to see whether or not you think that's possible.
Or I could just cast fly on my next and fly out.
That as well.
Do that.
I'd do it too.
That is 32 damage.
Okay.
I have 2 Eldritch Blasts and I rolled really high on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And with my hex damage. So.
Okay. And it's looking. I mean, there's chlorophyll on the ground. It's not looking healthy. It's not looking like it's nearly about to die either, though. This thing looks pretty robust. Okay. Zephyr, you're up.
I'm gonna climb this
Okay. You can roll athletics or acrobatics, however you would like to climb it.
thing. 7.
7. You just can't get a grip on it at all. You move nowhere.
Can I?
So who's
Oh!
going to get up there?
Okay.
Who's going to get up there?
Anyone that can, I think they could. I think
Can I
if we get
light
the gem
torch?
out of it, it'll like help it.
Can you light a torch?
Yeah. Torch out of my backpack. I want to light it,
Yes.
and I want to
I
shove
might
it in.
be able to make someone else.
Okay.
Fire as I can.
Roll an
It might be better.
attack.
Spear.
Roll.
Use the spear and launch it out.
I want to make you fly.
Just straight. What would it be? It would be.
Vicious Mockery should be a bonus action.
That would be an
It
impulse.
should be a bonus action.
Vicious Mockery should be a bonus action.
I think it's only. Is it put your weapon like plus 6 or something?
You can use it as a. You can use it as effectively as a club if you wanted to. You could use it as a So it would be
So
either
here's something.
Yeah.
I looked at some of the 1D.
10 to hit or 10 damage.
Eldritch Blast isn't on any spell.
10 does not hit.
Well, average price is not in the new
It's
game.
not on any spell list. Because there's only 3 spell lists now. Arcane,
Really?
Divine, and Primal. Eldritch Blast is on only spell list. I think it's going to be a Warlock feature
Oh,
So it's exclusively the warlocks.
Yeah,
so no one
makes
can
sense.
use a multi-class. Maybe can use magic initiate to get Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
Which is cool.
that would be cool. It might
They're
also might limit how many
So
uses.
I've looked at the 3 classes they've done so far, which are the expert classes, which is Ranger, Rogue, and Bard. The Ranger gets a hell of a buff. Hunter's Mark is no longer a spell and it no longer requires concentration.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
That's a hell of a buff.
Yeah.
And they get expertise at the same time Bards and Rogues do.
What
So Rangers are actually going to be really good in 1v1.
what you notice now is that coming in and circling down over the back of this Wicker Man appear to be 3 huge ravens.
Hide my son.
Where Ravens?
They are. So this would be 3 huge were-ravens have entered the
And wasn't that family ravens?
Yep,
Yeah, it's them.
that would be
It's
them.
to give us back.
And they are sort of swinging in and trying to almost circling around the head of this
Oh.
creature.
Sorry, I thought for a second you meant that I was coming to help them with them now.
Oh no, they're
Okay.
helping us.
So
It's like the Eagles rocking up.
so all of these druids on their turn continue to flee. They are just booking it. Okay, these druids are not attacking. Some of them are.
Funny, 'cause they know the Wicker Man's just going to explode and slowly all die.
You make a perception check. Whoever wants to. Anybody.
That's good. That's a 13.
16.
19.
Okay. So Harleen and Vasha, as they're scattering, what you hear is this sort of real confusion. This sort of what's happening. What's that? Why the hell are we up here? Who are they? And these guys appear to have absolutely no idea what the fuck's going on. Harleen, you'd kind of recognise this as very much how you felt when you stabbed the Gulthias tree. That sort of almost moment of clarity that, you know, what the hell, all the druids are just booking it going, what the fuck is going on? What the hell is that? Why the hell are we up here? Like they've just woken up.
Vash will call out very, very loudly. If anyone has fire, I suggest you hit the big thing with it.
They are out there. They are legging it. They're just like, what the fuck? And
Are you druids or are you chickens?
They're not answering.
One of them will happily do.
Not answering. You do, however, roll perception. Or in fact, roll persuasion first.
Oh, persuasion. That I can do.
Roll
That is a
persuasion.
dirty 20.
Okay, could have that for persuasion. You see that 2 or 3 of them, they don't turn and come back, but they stop right at the periphery, almost on the edge of the plateau. They just sort of stop.
Hit it with fire.
Please.
Please.
Burning hands.
You have no idea whether they're going to take any notice, but they do seem to have at least a couple have stopped and listened. Okay. So Etherdwe, you're up.
Would I be able to assess? Can I climb up the front of it, or would I have to climb up the back of it, or go like around the side or something to get a better?
Climb up any of it.
You
I
can.
climbed up to its dick, so.
You did manage to get up to his dick, which was pretty awesome.
And I was so flabbergasted with it.
That's a very
So,
It's like,
so you reckon you could climb up it, you know, in any of those directions, really. There's not a specific, you know, preference that any of them would be reasonable.
Well, no, climbing.
Okay. You can roll athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Do I need money for acrobatics?
Okay, so you swing up with seemingly no real difficulty at all, and you get right up to the sort of the sort of waist where the tree trunks are joining on to the main body of this creature. If you want to carry on climbing, you can do so on your bonus action if you wanted to.
I shall.
Then roll it again. Acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics. Could be one this time.
You quite happily, you're making it look like climbing a ladder. No problem at all. You climb right the way up to the chest of this creature. And what you notice is that this is really tightly woven across the front of the chest. But you can see through the very small gaps, you can see what looks like a giant green crystal sort of suspended in a cavity in the center
In climbing
of
up,
this.
would I have noticed if there are anyone inside?
It doesn't look like there's anybody inside. This looks like you can see inside. You can see that there is a gem there, but the rest was just solid. You know, if there is somebody there, they're very tiny and maybe in their head. You've not come across anything that you would consider to be a person-shaped cavity. This doesn't seem to be a like a giant mannequin or
Do
something
you
like
see
that.
any sort of an opening potentially?
You can roll perception. Sorry.
11.
You can't see an obvious opening. There doesn't appear to be a sort of secret hatch or a secret opening. This appears to almost have grown around the gem, or that the gem was put in first and this Wicker Man built around it, rather than the gem added later. Okay. You notice that two of the druids appear to be moving, and they take their movement and a bonus action to move. Seem to be moving back in, and they are here. And this one casts Healing Word on Harley.
Nice. That's helping.
That's at 7. And this one's not it's not quite in range. It's in range of Vash. But they are looking at Etherdwy as a more injured looking
That's fair.
child. So it's moving in that direction. So the were-ravens start to swoop in, and they're basically just swinging round, trying to distract this creature. They don't seem to be doing an enormous amount of damage, but they're sort of diving in and trying to peck at the holes where these eyes aren't, to these great big cavities. So they're all sort of coming in to melee range around the head of this creature. No, they're huge, person-sized ravens, kind of like the one that attacked Gareth.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're bigger than you. Okay, like the raven that attacked Gareth. Harleen, you're up.
I would like to have to climb up there.
Okay.
I'm trying to make that chest candy bigger.
So it's a 17 and a 19.
Right, so you climb up to where you got to before.
Yep.
And you can see Etherdwee's legs hanging above you.
13.
You just about manage to pull yourself up. You don't go as far. It's almost the hand grips that Etherdwee's found are almost too small. It's so tightly woven that you're having trouble getting your fingers to really grip, whereas Etherdwee's little fingers are just that bit much more. But you've moved up a little bit further, so you're sort of just below Etherdwee's legs at the moment. Okay.
And are we able to see the gem?
You can. So Etherdwee, if he said, what he saw.
Can I yell down?
Yeah, you can
The
yell
gem's
down.
in here.
Okay. So Etherdwee
Well,
can
we're
see
not
it. You're
really-
not quite high enough,
Yeah.
but Etherdwee can see it.
I'm not reading my hand.
Okay. Malachi, you're up.
Right. It's burning hands again.
Okay.
So that's a deck save.
I imagine a tree that big.
So it is not particularly dexterous.
I didn't think so. That's
8.
8 has a fail.
I think it's got -1 to
And
dex.
that is 12 fire damage.
Okay. And again, that seems to really fuck it up. It does not like that at all. There's smoke rising, and you can see that there's that this fire is almost creeping up these branches that you're trying to hold on to, as this creature's catching fire. So there is a concern that you might
Yeah, hopefully you guys don't burn.
be on a burning stick at some point in the not too distant future. Okay. So it's the Wicker Man's turn, and the Wicker Man is going to lash out at these were-ravens that are flying around its fucking head. So the first thing that Harleen and Etherdwee need to do is a dex save as this thing starts flailing around with its arms flying all over the place.
11. That's all I got.
So as it swings round, it just as it swings, it's not attacking you, but you just lose your grip and fall back to the ground,
Axes it is.
and take 2, double 1, 2 bludgeoning damage.
15.
You manage to hold on. You've got your feet tucked in somewhere. You've got no idea. And Harleen, you're watching. You've got no idea. He's got super glue hands like some kind of gecko. Okay. So the Wicker Man lashes out at this were-raven. And 25 hits the were-raven for 17 damage on a were-raven. Ouch. And it... Okay, so you see this the first were-raven just go flying on the end of this branch out of the sky, 10 feet across the sky, one wing broken and plummeting to the ground. And it's just lying bloodied on the ground, not moving. It takes a swing at the other one. Is kind of like hitting crows with a baseball bat is pretty much exactly what it's doing. 17 hits.
I haven't said nice.
Oh yeah, that's like the baseball
damage.
Like baseball players when they're like got a ball and it's a bird and it's
You want to see the worst one? It was a guy doing a fastball pitch, and a pigeon flew in between the ball and the batter. It hit the pigeon, and there's just feathers.
Yes. Jesus.
It's just feathers.
So both. So there's one were raven that's not been hit, that's still up there, but the other two have just been whacked one way and whacked the other way like a baseball bat to the skull. Those ravens have just fallen, plummeted to the ground. So took the bludgeoning damage from the arm and the bludgeoning damage from the fall, and they're lying unconscious in a pool of blood on the ground. Vash, you're up.
The old Eldred Blast.
You're not going to make me fly.
Do you want to fly?
We need to
Yeah,
get
she's
up to
fallen
that
off. She's
shaft.
fallen off twice.
All right. I will run up
Fallen
to.
off a handful
I will
of
run
times.
up to
Harleen?
Harleen.
Yeah.
We need to get that jam out of the chest.
I will first of all use my bonus action to drop a healing word on them.
I don't know if the actual video is in there.
So your health goes up by 7.
That's the image, yeah. Wow, that's
And then I will pull out my lute and play an
That's like
uplifting
nothing.
song
Okay.
and cast Fly on Harleen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So
song. What a terrible
In
song.
the arms of the rain.
I was going to go with your wing beneath my wings, but okay.
okay. Nice.
There you go. That one works too.
I believe I can touch the
Oh
So
my
Harleen is
God.
now flying.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
Trying to wedge it out.
In slow-mo. Oh my God.
Wait, can I
It
see?
just disappeared.
All right. I got
Is she flying or levitating?
flying?
Flying.
And I'm holding on to the
Okay.
That was the one I was talking about. Yeah, it's exactly the video I was talking about. Just feathers. I've got one that does that though. I don't want to beat that as our first
So as you cast fly,
person.
your hex drops, yes?
Yes, X drops it.
Okay.
What's the one on the other side of the
It does.
That's
Okay.
That's the
You need
last
to sound where isn't left.
Okay, so Harleen can fly.
Yeah, that's the
All
last
right,
one.
you can have some flying wings. There you go. You've got wings.
Thank you.
There you go, little wings.
Yeah.
Okay. Zephyr, you're up. Or not, as the case may be.
Flying Harlequin.
That was shade.
I don't know. You look really peaky out there, but I've lost track of how many health points you have. So, how peaky is peaky?
And I am.
Oh, you're fine. Well, you're 9. There you
Your
go.
last spell slot.
Again, I'm gonna take
I
one
use my
last time to run up.
That healing word, and I used to.
Okay,
Oh, that's better.
you go try run up it.
Wow, clever.
Okay. So athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Well, I like the.
You start to make it up. Are you going up on your bonus action as well?
Don't I get 25 figure? Or
You don't get 25. It's difficult. It's difficult to ride. This thing is slippery and difficult. So you
just
can
watch
get
I'll use
me
my phone.
fall off it.
twice.
okay.
3
This is like
times.
some kind of circus ride.
Okay, let's go.
This is not
You'd be able to get
fun.
up to its chest cavity with.
And then
Hey.
you fall.
You fall off.
You fall off.
But you don't fall
for
from. So
No,
you
just lock it,
Okay,
you
what
guys.
sort of damage do I take?
you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
It's like 4.
Rush
Yes.
is tired of watching Harleen fall. Is like, here, fly.
Is there a chance I could fall, like, when I realise I'm going to fall, can I, like, push off it so I fall, like, outside of the 5-foot range?
I'm gonna push off and fall foot.
Yeah, she's
further.
falling
He
in.
wants to push off their back foot for style.
Acrobatics.
Okay.
To back
I just
foot
don't
for
want to get a
style.
tech opportunity.
No, you're not flying. You're falling with style.
So you backflip off this thing and dodge its flailing limbs. So you
And
have
What's
bounced.
my movement? Can I go
out.
look at their fire and see if there's, like, a bunch of branches that I can, like, pick up?
What, this one? Or yeah, there's a couple of fires around. You can do that.
Yeah, I'll just go grab some burning wood.
Okay, you're going to collect some burning stuff. Fine. All right. So the 2 druids that moved in come back round. So this druid at the top casts a healing word on Zephyr with a sort of sigh that you've just, for God's sake. fallen off again. They don't really seem to have any clue what's going on, but they're watching people getting really damaged. 7.
So they're helping out. That's nice.
Nice to be helpful.
Okay.
Considering the cause and all that.
We like helpful. Helpful
Well,
is good.
It's
They
better
did,
than
they
not.
Yeah, I know.
It's the hard thing. I did, but
Okay.
that's why I was hesitant to attack first, because I was like, do they know what they're doing, or are they under spell? Are they actually hostile? Or-
And the other druid casts
But the one he stabbed it.
spike growth.
No.
Casts spike growth on the Wicker Man. So where you were trying to climb, and it was quite smooth, all this wood that was woven together starts to grow big thorns.
Oh.
Not in an aggressive trying to knock you off, but suddenly you find it much easier to hold on. This thing suddenly developing handholds and things you can use, almost like rungs of a ladder. So it's turned the Wicker Man into, it's got more climbing points. So she's cast spike growth. So this thing, which had quite a lot of smooth wood, has now got wood that you can grip onto more easily.
Is it kind
So one's healed, and the other one's cast spike growth
Ooh!
on the Wicker Man. So the Wicker Man
That
is
an
now
excellent choice.
easier to climb.
Spike growth is an excellent choice.
She also thought so.
Good spell.
Okay. Martin, which was the first, the were-raven, crit fails his first death saving throw. So that's 2 death saves down for the first.
Is a crit fail, take out 2.
Yep. So the first were-raven, who is currently bloodied up here, has just failed 2 death
So
saves.
he's named Martin Martikov.
That is Martin Martikov, yes. I know. Well, it's not his fault.
It's okay.
Well, it's
You
someone's
have
hands.
worse than
So these are the brothers of so Martin, if you remember, was the young one. He was the 18-year-old who was tasked with taking his younger siblings to the Blue Water Inn for their safety, and he wanted to come back and defend the winery. So the youngest son of the Martikov family is currently hanging on by a feather in the top, bleeding to death slowly, quite a long way out. Etherdwe, you're up, and you are on the front of this.
See, so the zipper and me's going, I'm going to go check those people, but the Valdez and me is going, we want the jet. They die, we get the jet.
Stop being Valdez. That's the
Can
next thing.
Different campaign.
I glean whether there is any gaps I could squeeze through?
There's no person-sized gaps in this. Pardon?
With that hobbit size.
There isn't a. This is tightly woven. It's like this, so you can see through some of these gaps, but even your tiny childlike hobbit self isn't going to squeeze through one.
I'm going to keep climbing towards its head and neck area.
Okay.
Try and climb in through the eyes of the knife.
Acrobatics or athletics with advantage,
Acrobatics.
because it's now got lots of handholds.
Where was that when I needed it?
That was a 14. I'll try that advantage one. That was a 16.
Okay, so you're finding it much easier now. It's almost like swinging up a ladder, and you get up onto the shoulder and the head of this creature, and you can almost feel the chest cavity pulsating beneath your feet.
Is there now any obvious gaps, or is the mouth big enough to squeeze into? Or
No. So when you look into when you it doesn't have a mouth. When you look into its horrible sunken pits where the eyes should be, it's literally a depression. It's woven tightly into the back. So these sockets are just deep holes of woven wood. There appears to be no entry into this creature.
I don't think you've got anything you can do. You're literally magical item.
I'm just going to sit down on his shoulders now.
Okay.
At least
Fair
it's
enough.
harder for him to hit you. If he hits you, you'll have to hit himself.
Okay.
Stop hitting yourself.
T'other Martikov makes his first death save and passes his first death save. Okay. Harleen, you're up and flying.
You can fly 60 feet.
Sweet, the 60 feet get me up to the chest
Yeah.
full
Oh,
area.
Yeah.
He's like 40 feet tall.
Yep. Yeah.
You got plenty.
So you've got
and if you get
half
hit,
your movement will get you up to in front of its chest.
If you get hit, the fire doesn't drop because I'm holding concentration.
Sweet.
Yes.
So you're constantly in the air.
Well, I would
You
like
might get
to-
bloodied
Yeah.
while flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hold it.
You
I
just won't fly like a were-raven.
I would like to attack its chest with my blood spear.
Okay.
Try and kind of wedge it in there. So
Mm.
kind of crack it open.
Mm-hmm. Indeedy.
Never mind, don't do that.
What? You've got 2 attacks.
I do have 2 attacks.
You do.
Level 5. Stand again.
That's a natural 20.
So the first attack just glances off. The second one just finds that small gap and sinks into between the wood.
Boom.
So it's double dice, or is it?
No. Full
Max damage and then roll the damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever its max damage would be. Which for the blood spear, so
1d8 plus 1.
yeah, so it would
So that's a 7 plus 5.
so 7 plus
So
5
roll
plus
the
8.
20.
Okay, so as you drive that in, the wood around where you've driven, you drive the spear and twist, and the wood around that starts to shatter and break, and a hole. So as you pull the spear out, there is a hole, like you've bored a hole into a tree, starts to appear, and you can see the gem. The gem's bigger than the hole, but you can see the gem. And that also appeared to take some damage. Okay, Malachi, you're up.
Right, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on it, so you need to make a dex save again.
It doesn't like dex saves. It's like negative with negative shit. Although it did score a 22 on that.
Okay, well, it will pass. So it will take 6 damage. So
Uh,
it's radiant damage.
Sacred Flame
It's radiant.
is
Oh, it's no
damage on a save.
No, sorry, yeah, you're right.
no
It's
damage
fine.
on a
Yeah.
save. I know.
And then I'll move back
Depressing.
to where the fire is, so I can grab some flaming sticks.
Okay, you can move back to collect flaming sticks. Okie dokie. The Wicker Man's turn. You, Harleen, from where you are, sort of, I assume you're hovering in front of this thing. You notice that again, all those burnt areas where there was flame, all go out, and again, green growth starts to develop over this thing. But this hole in its chest does not seem to change; it's still there. Etherdwe, make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. If it would make a Iron Man saving throw.
Iron Man saving throw.
It'd be awesome if you got like stuck in it and it like absorbs back over you and you just like the man. You take on what's his name with like that.
It just becomes a
That was a 1, but I can re-roll that, can't I?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I like that. Yeah, except when I roll a 3 is the next one.
Yeah,
11.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is not enough. And as this, as the Wicker Man sort of starts to move around looking for its next target, you fall off the shoulder of the Wicker Man.
Save me, Raven.
There is one raven up. So you take 12 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Definitely 0.
At the doing not again.
Yes, again.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I got
Maybe
shitty
leave.
wisdom.
Maybe leave it to the big cat.
And then the Wicker Man lurches out to try and crush the remaining were-raven. .27 to hit.
Jesus.
What big ravens? You
What
said they were
raven?
ravens.
There were ravens.
Well,
Did you blink? Because if you did, you missed them.
15 damage and a dex save. Although it passes the dex save. So this were-raven takes this huge swipe, but manages to stay aloft and carries on harrying the head of this flying around, harrying the head of the Wicker Man.
They're terrible first ones. They're really terrible.
Vash, you're up.
Alright, I will be aiming 2 Eldritch Blasts for the hole that's
Okay.
holding my. So we have a 23 and a 13.
23 hits.
With a max damage. 15 force damage.
Harleen, you see that the edges of that hole start to look like they're fraying. That the very branches are sort of almost pulling apart and pulling away, and that hole is bigger than it was. Any movement? Anything else? Staying where you are?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Okay. Zephyr, you're up. Oh God!
Flames!
Oh God! Okay. You got what? Flaming sticks?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'm like leaning on one stick with a bundle of like
Other
sticks.
flaming
With my walking
sticks.
stick.
You're going to turn it into a bonfire.
I'm gonna attempt. I'm just gonna like put down the sticks around the base of it,
Okay.
trying to light it on fire as best I can.
Okay. Roll an straight intelligence check.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible. Oh, it's not.
You know what? I really do want to play a gunslinger for campaign 2, but I have to play a wizard at some point.
Pardon?
10.
You do a pretty good job. I've seen better campfires, but there's a
I
chance
feel
if
my
this thing doesn't move or stomp too much that it may catch fire, and it's certainly roll 1d6.
I knew there was a
It does look like 1 foot slash
bonfire.
branch foot is looking, singed.
Alright, and I'm gonna attempt to climb.
Okay. Acrobatics or
18.
Yep, you get up to with the rest of your movement, your action, you get up to about its waist, but you're pretty straightforward. I mean, it's now got hand grips. I mean, you can't work out why it was so hard to climb the last time if there are all these grips there.
Cool. And I will just like
Hang on. Okay. All right. So, fine. So, Martin, the were-raven child, fails his third Constitution saving throw with a 3. So a nat 1 and a 3 on his death saves. So the were-raven that got scattered to the top of the board has sadly
It's no longer
died.
real.
And you know that because if you're looking in that direction, what you see is that the feathers seem to just fall away, and lying on the ground where the raven had fallen is now the body of this sort of 17-year-old young man that you last saw on the road taking his siblings back to Valaki, upset that he wasn't allowed to stay and fight the blight at the vineyard. Etherdwy, you're up.
Well,
Or you're not, you're back on the ground again, but you are up.
I'm gonna have to make a saving throw. Death saving
Oh,
throw.
you're unconscious.
Yeah. Does that mean a death saving?
That is a death save, yes. Straight.
That is not going to be good enough for the
So that's one fail.
people.
What's that?
Oh, just someone trying to convince me that they can handle certain things when I prove them they can't.
The druid is next up. The one that is helping, and the druid casts healing word on Etherdwy. So you get 6 HP back. Okay. That's right. And
Not bad.
No, they were just made bad by an evil druid that corrupted them.
the other druid is just concentrating really hard, watching Zephyr hanging onto these giant spikes that are now sticking out of the wood with his walking stick. Hanging out so the other druid is just concentrating really hard on trying to optimize these spikes so that they don't all disappear and leave you plummeting back to the ground again. Okay. The other Martikov that got sent down to the bottom edge with its roll takes its second death saving throw with an 8. So the other, where Raven is 2 death saves down. Harleen, you are up.
I would like. Am I able to reach like the gem at this point?
You can try. Roll dexterity, just a straight dexterity check.
11.
So ever so close, but you can get your very fingertips can touch it.
Like with the spear.
With the spear, yeah, you can attack it with the spear if you wanted to.
I would like to try.
Yeah.
Do that. $12.
12 doesn't hit.
Oh.
You've got 2 attacks. Okay.
And a 19.
Hits.
Damage.
Okay. The hole in the front of this thing is rent open, and you can now see this gem almost sort of held by vines, like blood vessels, just sitting in this small cavity. You get the feeling that this thing was built around this gem. Certainly the chest cavity of this was built around this gem, but it's certainly exposed, and it looks like you could take it on your next turn if you wanted to. You also notice that now you've opened up that almost the very essence of this huge creature is starting to lose some of its structural integrity, and bits of branches are starting to fall off the back of this, and it's looking less and less stable. Malachi, you're up.
Okay, I have a question. Can I light one of my now that I'm over at the fire, one of my crossbow bolts on fire and shoot it?
You can the bolt head itself
Deal.
is not going to catch fire.
Yeah.
Have you got something that you could?
I'll wrap around
It's a shooting using
I could use one of my
Or if you got like lamp oil or
I
something.
really need to get myself into
Just tear a bit of your warble.
Yeah, I've got I've got a blanket. I could just rip a little bit off my blanket, wrap it around.
Okay.
I mean, ripping your robe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So you could, you could use, you can use your bonus action to rip a bit of blanket or a bit of robe off, and I'll say the bolt is already loaded. Dip it in the fire.
Take a shot right at the hole in the chest.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So, hopefully not. Okay, so I got plus 40 here. That is a 13 to hit.
And unfortunately, the misses. So you just watch as this crossbow bolt, the flight is just slightly knocked off by the bit of blanket that's attached to the front of it. It just drags off to the one side slightly, unfortunately. The Wicker Man seems to literally pull itself together, and you sort of see the branches stop falling to the ground. It's always literally pulling itself together as it lurches out and tries to stand on Zephyr, who...
Well, I know halfway up.
Oh, you climbed, didn't you? In that case, if you are on the front of it, that's a dex save. I've forgotten you were up the front, sorry. Dex save as it starts to move.
Whew. That's 20.
Okay, so you manage to hold on as it starts moving, as it steps towards the nearest person that is on the ground, and that would be Vash. Because it's ignoring you because you're already down.
Harleen's in the air.
Harleen's in the air.
Alright.
It's going to try and step forward and stand on Vash. 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
19 damage.
One just up.
And concentration check.
So that's what I gotta roll what?
So you
10.
need to... Yeah, it'll be a 10 because it's under 20. Yep. So it's over 10.
Thank you, Warcaster. Oh yeah, I am good. 2 natural 18.
Okay, so you take this huge slug of damage, and you're there just absolutely focused on keeping Harleen up in the air as it lurches out towards you. Moves forward. Zephyr's hanging on to the twigs that are sticking out, and the druid's at the top, absolutely concentrated so the handholds don't disappear. Okay.
How big is the gem? Like, in terms of,
Oh, it's
like, how, like,
you know.
we were sitting here, how big would it be?
it's not huge. It's sort of
Oh,
this
okay.
sort
I
of.
thought it was like that.
Like,
It's this sort of
like
size.
the of an esky or something.
No, it's not esky size. It's this sort of size.
Yeah.
It's like, would be too big to put in a ring, would potentially go on a scepter.
Yeah.
Um,
Alright, okay.
So
you
can hold
know,
it.
it's a crown jewel size.
Alright.
Yeah, they might have, stolen it from somebody and centuries ago, that kind of thing. Okay. Davian Martikov, the other Were Raven, takes the disengage action and flies down to the body of the youngest Martikov that's lying broken on the ground. And you see him turn back into human form, and it's the elder, the father of the Martikov family, of the Were Ravens, of the family clan. Vash, you're up.
Well, because he just decided to stand on me,
Yeah.
I'm going to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts into the side of his kneecap.
Okay. Far away.
27 and 23.
Hit.
17 force damage.
Okay. It is looking fucking sore.
Am I in melee range there?
You are in melee range
Okay, well,
now.
I'm not-
It's got
I'm
a
not
huge
backing off
reach. Okay. It's got a big reach. Zephyr, you are halfway up the front of this thing.
I'll try and get the full weight.
Okay.
So it's
You're going up to the chest. Yep. So acrobatics or athletics, your call.
16.
That's fine. Up you go.
Hand it up. And I just want to like vibe check the
Vibe check.
the gem.
Okay.
Like,
Um,
does it seem like it could be taken or?
roll a vibe check.
Like,
Let's
would
go
it be
for
damaged?
roll a vibe check. Roll d20 and then I'll decide what vibe is. Probably.
Wouldn't that be a wisdom?
Yeah, I go perception. If you've got proficiency, or a straight wisdom check if you have.
Okay, that's just 4 to 13. So
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm adding an extra stat to D&D when I'm at
The vibey, yeah.
I'm adding vibe.
I played a D&D game. I played a D&D game with a character who was a fairy, and she did regular vibe checks. No, what's the vibe? What's the vibe? She played as a fairy. So your perception is you think you could just reach out and take it.
I will. Can I like crit a jump from this thing as well? Reach out, grab it, and like my intention, like I'm preparing
If you
to
have your
get
hand,
off it.
if you like have your hand,
Reach in, grab it.
Feet
Feet either side of the hole and
I'll
push.
grab it, and if I can grab it, I will jump.
Okay. You reach in and grab it, and it's almost like plucking an apple off a tree. That sort of almost resistance as you twist and you pull. And as you twist and you pull, you feel this shudder go all the way through this creature, and then it stops. Completely still. And this almost subtle vibration that you didn't even realise was there is gone. And this thing is completely still.
is the gem now removed from its socket?
You're holding it in your hand.
I'm still jumping.
You feel free to, in that case, if you
You can
roll
reduce
acro.
damage as a monk.
So it's a 30-foot jump.
Oh, it's 30 foot.
Yeah, because this thing's 40 foot tall. So
Wait,
you're 20,
I will
30
climb
feet
down.
up.
I will climb
You go climb
And
down.
in a woodly fashion.
Okay.
The skirt had pockets.
Well, that was an exciting
Really?
discovery.
What a discovery.
You've
woman's clothing with pockets?
I know, that's what I mean. That's why we get so excited when there's actually pockets. 'Cause
woo.
Daisy is our favourite theory of
Um,
women's.
So you take your time and climb down this thing, and it's not moving, it's not vibrating, there's nothing there, so it's pretty straightforward. You take your time. It's easy to get down, much easier coming down than going up, and you've got the gem,
Let yourself down. Just think down.
and you are no longer in initiative order.
You're on the ground.
Can I wander over to this dude who's nearly dead? Not the dead one, the nearly dead.
Oh, good point. He's on his last death save.
I want to try and
so-
get there. If he's
Wait,
still...
is he
If
though?
I can get over there fast enough, I will.
So his turn is immediately after yours. So as you are climbing down, he will make his next death save, because he would be immediately doing his death save as you're hitting the ground.
I am on the ring.
I'm sick.
Okay, I would like.
A 10. So he's 2 failures and a scraped success on the... So he's still unconscious, but not quite dead yet,
I would
in a
like
Monty Python-esque way.
to use the healing staff and cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Go for it.
Ooh, Mass Cure Wounds. What does that give us?
Waving ceiling energy washes out from a point of your choice. You choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius each. Target
Crowd
regains
around
hit
one.
points equal to
No
3d8 plus your spell costing ability modifier.
Which isn't anything.
How much was it? 3D.
Yeah.
3D8.
3d8.
But I think she
3D8.
rolls it in the middle. She's saying that.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
You don't have a spellcaster modifier unless your wisdoms or wisdoms are. What's your wisdom?
Plus 1.
Oh, it would be +1 then. +1. 3d6 +1. 3 there.
7, 8, 12, 13.
Roll straight intelligence first. Just roll an intelligence check.
First.
First,
Yeah.
okay. That's a 13.
Full healing. So that you rolled 13 healing to everybody who was within range.
Oh wait, not take off 13 healing.
No.
Add 13.
No, so you got 13. With that intelligence check, you got 13.
So
So she
everyone's got
failed.
13
So-
HP.
So what you realise, having used that stuff before, because you used it down in the Gulthias tree, is that worked differently. So that seemed to work better than it worked first
It
time.
didn't work very well downstairs.
No. It did.
No, it didn't. It barely worked.
Oh yeah,
It-
it barely worked.
It barely worked at all.
With a healing star.
Yeah.
Good question.
I'm
Is it?
touching the
Wondered
healing
how much
star
the
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, they were nearly dead down there. So you used it. I think it was down in the tree, and it did virtually nothing. Yeah, so you rolled really well, and it did virtually nothing. It worked much better that time round. It seems to be very unreliable for what you understand to be a very powerful magical item.
Doesn't work too well for her specifically.
She's the only
Okay.
person who's tried to use it.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
You can? Yeah.
I know my way around magic.
Yeah.
25.
You roll investigation as well.
Okay. What's my modifier? Oh, that's a 30-20.
Okay. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common and Elvish.
Okay. So you notice that there is script on this staff in a language that you do not understand.
Can I borrow your staff for just a moment? I'll take the staff and I will spend the 11 minutes to cast Identify on it.
Okay.
As a ritual.
Yep.
So you're gonna figure
Okay.
out what language it is.
I'm going to find out what's wrong with the staff.
I'm gonna look at the staff and be like, can I understand?
Yeah, I want to see if I understand it as well.
I'm identifying.
I don't know.
You try to. Everybody's trying to understand. Okay, go on then. So if you are studying it, investigation.
So celestial, common, deep speech, primordial, Korean, so
That's not very good.
unmarked.
I only got a 10 for my investigation.
It's a staff.
Tell me everything.
You confidently pronounce it a staff.
Where do we get this stuff from?
The witches.
The hags.
Oh, okay.
I was going to cast Identify on it, and then we did the big shopping episode, and I wasn't here.
Yep. Okay, so you. So can I just clarify that right now, on the top of this hill, amid the dying were-ravens and all the other stuff that's going on, we're going to cast Identify for 10 minutes. Just checking.
Cool.
That's what we're doing. Which is fine. I'm just checking that.
How
No,
about
no, we need to feel aware.
It's fine.
We'll deal with that.
I'm
big
easy.
Depressing matters first, and then I want to have a look at the stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
I was just checking. You can do either. I don't mind.
She would have healed the the dying.
I don't have any healing capabilities anymore.
So
Is there any druids left?
well, I mean,
So there are some druids left. So the
I mean, I can heal myself by biting people. I don't think
Is the one that I stabbed still there, or did he yourself?
so most of the druids have gone. These the druid that was casting spike growth moves over to the were-raven up the top over here, and this druid who has been healing you guys runs down to the bottom. The
Lesser restoration on the star.
You need revivify if they're done.
so
I got a healing potion.
you see that the were-raven down at the bottom sinks back into what looks like a horrendously bloodied but conscious man sitting beaten on the ground. At the top up here, the druid's leaning over the body of this young were-raven, the grandson of Davian Martikov, as he cradles him in his arms, and she shakes her head, and there's nothing that she can do for him. He is dead.
At least it killed the big guy.
Kulain walks over and goes, well done. Your friend has resumed their usual form, but has taken some damage from the tree. They are well, but sleeping at the moment. I think them safe as far as then stable. So Quinny is over there and unconscious over there. All the badgers are dead. Just for clarity. Not the badgers. Davian Martikov, the elder of the Martikov family, comes over to you, leaves his grandson on the ground, walks over, checks on his son, speaks briefly to the druid, thanks her for saving him, and then walks over to where you are standing, bloodied and somewhat bruised, at the bottom of a static tree man holding the green gem that the Martikov family have had in their cellar for 100 or more years. And he goes, You have earned that. I am so sorry for the trouble that it has caused. It was entrusted to us, but I think you would be better placed for the things that lie ahead. You will need it to restore the Fanes. We were told that one day people would come who would help us do that. I think you are those people. Please keep it safe. And he turns away and walks back to his grandson. Yes.
This gem has restorative properties, yes?
And he looks back and goes, It is one of the most sacred of all the druidic relics, one of only 3.
Could not one of the druids tap into its power momentarily to bring your grandson back?
I've
heard of such magics before.
I do not know whether any here still have those magics. The druids here have been turned for a long time. It would appear that destroying that foul tree and destroying this man appears to have broken the hold that had befallen them, and maybe one day they will regain some of those abilities, but right now they are a weakened and fragile group of people. I think it will take them some time to gain those skills again.
We entered this battle and depleted ourselves, otherwise we would have helped more.
We are the keepers of the feather. We knew the risks. We said we would aid you as we were able, and we tried to do that.
If we got at the cost of the young ones.
He knew the risks, and I worry at least as much for telling his mother. She may not forgive me for allowing him to come.
The mother.
Oh yeah, so the mother's his daughter, Stephanie. No, she's going to be a bit pissed, I think. So, we can end there. It's 20 to 10. So you can wander down this mountain as you walk back through the druid forest.
The moment we're in somewhere safe, I'm identifying that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want to know what's going on.
So it's late in the afternoon, and you are bloodied and beaten. The Martikov family says. So you made your way up from the vineyard. They go, if you would like to return, I can ask Stephanie's husband, Doug. They're going to the Blue Water Inn to, the children are there with Erwin. We can take you on our cart into Valaki and return you to the inn. You would be there just before curfew.
That would be fantastic. We are quite weary after that.
Would you assist us in carrying down Martin and my son is still rather weak. He looks stable, but still rather weak. If you could help us down, we can. We will need to go to Valaki to bury Martin and to tell his mother and his siblings what has happened. We can get the cart. We will transport you with pleasure for all you have done for us. Okay, so you wander back through the forest, and although night is falling, the forest that was eerie with mist and these druidic circles and the whispered voices and the visions appears to be completely peaceful and tranquil. You can hear that you are carrying down the bodies of Adrian is sort of staggering down. You've got Martin Martikov that you are helping carry down, and you have Quinny, who is unconscious but entirely stable. Looks like she might have had too much to drink, and being wedged in a tree, surrounded by dying badgers, with blood pouring, has been a little too much for her sensibilities. And you make it down through the forest, which is now beautiful and tranquil. You can hear the birds returning to the trees here, and reach the cart that is parked outside the vineyard that they use for transporting the barrels. And
as we're walking down, I'll turn to Malachi and go, I actually think we did some good here.
I would have to agree.
If you want to...
Morning, Lord.
Oh, God. Oh, God. They might just kill you if you carry on here.
Please don't.
As you're riding back into Valaki, you could sit in the back of this wagon in a sort of fuck man kind of way. Quinny's got a wine skin that's still got wine in it if anybody wants to drink it. And you cast Identify on this staff. What you get is, this is a staff of healing. There's no doubt about that. But there is something very strongly fey. The writing appears to be script, and this is druidic magic. This is fey. and druidic.
Quinny, you speak with
Quinny's
Quinny.
a-
So you think that when the drunk one wakes up,
This
Um,
is super noted better.
they might be able to read the druidic that's written down the staff, which may give you some more information. It functions stuff as healing. The other thing you get, what did you roll? So you've identified, and you got 25 on Arcana.
Yes.
You don't know what it is. It's very strongly fey. This isn't just a stuff of healing. There is more to it than that. But it's not active. There's something about this that is...
It could be activated.
This could have more power than a stuff of healing. You
right,
are not sure how to activate it,
whether
and
it's the
this
right
is
hands or the right
and this
body.
is strongly fey.
So the gem on.
We have a Fae who's a druid, so. Say it.
You also from that you remember back to way back to the tarot readings right at the beginning, and let's see if I can find them off the top of my head, which and Quinny's tarot reading was about ambivalence and the cruelty of nature, and that you must restore the holy place of the Elder Three. Look to the down spirits and the lonely mill. In the attic lies a treasure. Was in Taroka, in Quinny's Taroka reading.
The sus Quinny.
Anyway,
Quinny wakes up in 2 weeks. There you go.
yeah, the stuff works, but there is something about it that could be more powerful. And we will leave it there. You have achieved a green gem. Not sure what you want to do with it, but you have one, and you only have one dead were-raven child, and everybody is just about still alive.
You only need
And you've liberated the druids.
Two.
mercy cups.
There's only three.
How many of these gems are there
Three
again?
gems.
The three.
Why do I always